Simple luck was all that held it in place. Simple circumstance was the reason the Union had time to react. The quarantined zone had been placed to stop the spread towards the Union border, and the methods of their entire fleet forced it back. Entire systems were wasted in this effort, and the Union had been forced to glass and encase hundreds of primitive planets, reduce the surface to magma, encapsulate by a massive skynet, and then irradiate for hundreds of cycles. This process was perfected by necessity, as several of the first planetary bodies had almost breached through their ever-growing lines in secondary outbursts. Those had almost pieced into the center of life itself and ended it all. Intelligent life had never been encountered in the sections of the infected zone, and primitive organic life was considered to be an acceptable loss when compared to the whole of the Union. Of course, as they continued to push the spread back and away, they explored far past their boundaries. It was only a matter of time until their scouts reached System 849. For the good of many, at the cost of few, the containment held. The funny thing about regaining conscious after cryosleep was how you cried. The toughest men and women alive, those people who could take anything the universe had to throw at them, would sob tears like little babies. It wasn't pain either, it was just some weird reaction. Hard-ass big muscular men would all have a moment of bonding as they cried their eyes out and tried not to look at one another. When you woke up from cryosleep, you were subconsciously trained to check a list of factors. First the pulse, then the wrist. There was always a standardized tattoo of specialized ink that was designed to fade with a set half-life, and would accurately show an individual how long they had been under for. Somehow you would just know to look, and somehow you would just know what it meant. Memory conditioning was a bizarre concept. Here he lay, knowing all of that, but not the obvious. Where the hell was he? The conditioned thought breezed by his fog-filled mind as the activation enzymes took effect. Long-term memory loss is common and temporary after cryo. That was all well and good, but what was not common was the serious, unrelenting pain and the panic that was coming with it. Pain was not normal. Something must have gone wrong. His tattoo was wrong. It made no sense. There was no way it could be what it was unless there had been some kind of mistake. What the fuck is going on? The pain was unbearable.